little one. Uh, RIO, Rio Tinto. What they basically do, they're they don't well they do process the chemicals and all that kind of stuff, but what they do is they extract it. So they're more of a mining company. But eight ownership, 8%. So I mean it's mostly outside money. They bring you 5% dividend yield. It's a $122 billion company. Let's check it out over 5 years. So this company has, I mean, besides the little blip, which was synonymous with the stock market, but really all it did was just, if you see, it tested these lows right here of 2017 and then bounced. And now it's at 75. So what? It's basically doubled since March. It's at brand new highs. Ooh, this is a decent, and this is a very interesting company. I kind of like it. If we go all the way back, and what was this? This is 13 years ago. It was up here, but I don't know why that spiked. But if you look, where we just broke out of the 2011 highs, right? So that's what, 9 years ago. This looks like it could be something very interesting. Uh, let's go over to here into Wikipedia and kind of see from their perspective. It's a British company. This didn't make any sense. What they're saying, net profit's only $4 million. I'm not, I have to look more into that. Because they say that they have $81 billion in assets, but only made 4 million. It doesn't make any sense on 58. What is this? You have $58 million on income. So I would have to double look into that. But and this is also saying from 2006. Oh, that probably makes sense. That's 14 years ago. That makes more sense. All right. So let's look at all the subsidiaries that they own throughout throughout the world. They're very heavily in Australia, right? So it's just too many to count, just all in Australia. But as you like, I think it was saying they're the largest coal producer in the world. Um, as you can see, like, look, there's only a few of them that they own. They own part of it, right? And all these are different ores and different things to extract out of the ground, right? So in the future, the reason why I'm thinking this is probably an amazing company for the future, because if you even look at their website's very interesting, and they even say we produce materials essential to human progress. But what they're doing is when they go through basically the periodic table and showing you, of course now it stops, but of all the different things that they're extracting from the ground and what it's used for, right? I don't know what happened. There it goes. Copper, aluminum for that, aluminum, copper, iron, boron, aluminum. You see what I'm saying? So they explain what they're doing like in depth. Then what's also cool when you look down here, they have a nice little map. I like the racial diversity. All right, that's nice. But when you look at the map, it helps out a little bit more. Like, I'm more of a visual learner, right? So with this, you really get to see it's like, okay, they are a pretty diverse company that has a lot of different operations in different parts. As you can see, there's the most centralized in Australia area. However, they're in the bottom of Africa, West Africa. We're in Brazil, we're in Chile, and then the United States and Canada, which I'm American, so I'm biased, but that looks like Colorado. The fact that do have some stuff in America, makes me think, okay, it's a legit, and it's sustainable, All right. Now let's look at the different products. All right. Again, like I really truly enjoy that because it gives me, because in science class you only learn about the periodic table, but you don't really, they don't ever tell you what the elements are used for, right? So here we get to see what it's actually used for. And it goes on, and they have a lot of articles, right? Why they're in iron ore, they're in copper, borates, diamond, salt. I was reading the salt article, very interesting, and it is very resourceful. So even if you're not trying to invest in the company, all right, at least spend some time and read about every like titanium dioxide with airplanes. Like there's a lot of stuff I would have never even thought about, but it opens up your mind, and it's a good resource to look at. Now let's look at the well. There we go. Let's look at the price. Does it show us dividend? We're not going to go over their report right now. That you can do on your own. I'm only really looking at their dividend. Well, let's see what they have in sustainability. All right. Taxes and royalties paid. I don't want to hear about what they've paid. What they have. It's like I'm saying, they have a lot of different articles. It seemed like they're a pretty sociably conscious company. What is this? Oh wow. So I guess there's a huge thing about modern slavery with the Aborigines in Australia. I had no idea. But like I said, they seem like a sociably conscious company. Let's go over here. So we know that they pay 5% dividend. I would be nervous. The one thing that I see on here that's a little bit shocking is 2018. They had cash and short-term investments at 13, and now they're at 10. And then total assets, their assets have gone like over the last 4 or 5 years, they've consistently gone down. Like they're at the lowest as it is right now on total assets. Let's look at their liabilities. Where their liabilities haven't really changed. Yeah, I mean this is it's a very interesting company. Let's see what kind of option. I don't like the fact that there's only 8% institutional ownership. Just I don't Me personally, I like companies that have more ownership in it just cuz they're I mean Simon Robert Thompson and all these people, they don't care. I mean if they only have 8% invested into the company, well what is they have no incentive for it to go up or down besides a paycheck. All right. Wow, I don't understand what's their options are weird. I think it must be like European options or something. I don't know. I mean, they have value, but there's no option volume. You see what I'm saying? Nothing. So to have to look at that on something else. But as a company, it's not bad. It's invested in a lot of different minds around the world for for the information age. All this stuff is going to be very important for us to have. So yeah, let's look at the chart again. Oh, no. Let's look at the chart. Over 5 years, it's gone straight up. So look as a solid investment if you want to get into this space.